Is Palantir screwed? If you want the short answer, it is no. If you want the mid-long answer, I will go through this right now. Quickly before we get into this, I must mention I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my own opinions, and I look into some of the news surrounding this stock to determine my own opinions. If you're going to invest, you should always do your own research. So on Monday, Palantir opened and they had a huge 10%-ish drop. This is due to a few factors, such as the fact that the Americans have allowed Ukraine to use the Atacam, I believe it's called, missile within Russia. And Ukraine works very closely alongside Palantir, so this just tanked the stock. Furthermore, the CEO, Alex Karp, has filed to sell 4.5 million shares as of last Friday, which had a market value of a huge $266 million. This was done at set intervals to avoid suspicious insider trading. So is Palantir overvalued? Well, when we go to look on Yahoo Finance, the PE ratio is an outstanding 305. That is price to earnings, and you can kind of view this in a sense that it is how valued the stock is within the current price to earning ratio. So the higher this ratio, the more undervalued the stock is. However, going against what I just said, Palantir market cap is now approaching $150 billion and its price to sales ratio is up 52.8. Based on conventional metrics, the stock does look overvalued. That doesn't mean that Palantir doesn't have a bright future ahead of it, but it will take the business some time to grow into its current valuation. Investors shouldn't expect the stock surging gains to continue, and the extended pullback at this point wouldn't be a surprise, which it has done. However, Palantir is expected to join the NASDAQ on the 26th of November in 6 days' time as of recording this. There is a few metrics that could deter this from happening, such as the company, which I believe was a semiconductor company in which they were meant to be replacing, has actually had a really good past couple days. So I believe it is being re-audited. Not 100% sure on that though, however. But if they do end up joining the NASDAQ 100, they will have billions of dollars put straight into the share, as the ETF will distribute the wealth evenly between the 100 stocks. So as of today, it is Wednesday, and Palantir has taken another slight fall after it recovered at the start of the week. It did hit a resistance line at roughly $60. It doesn't seem to be wanting to go too much lower than this. Looking at the Omega ratio, we can see a score of 1.53. The Omega ratio is a complex formula in which measures the risk to return performance of a stock. The higher the ratio, the better. To compare this to something that might be more familiar to some of you, comparing it to a Bitcoin valuation, this is currently at, well, it's just gone up to 120, it's still rising. 129 currently for an Omega ratio on Bitcoin. Or if you want a more stable stock for comparison, we have Amazon here at 3.78. So you can see there is a lot of risk in investing in Palantir at this very moment. Looking on a Sharpe and Sortino ratio, we have 11.72%. With the Sharpe ratio considering both upside and downside risk, with the Sortino ratio focusing only on downside risk. Again, comparing this to Bitcoin, they have a ratio of, a percentage of 10.95, and Amazon have a rate of 0.04%. So we can see that there might be some upside to investing in Palantir at this point. However, there is just a lot of risk that comes with it, being that it is at an all-time high right now. Well, not an all-time high as it dropped within the last week, but it is at a very big high right now. I do personally hold Palantir stock, however I've been holding it for quite a while, so I will not be selling at this point. Looking at the search term Palantir on Google Trends, we can see that interest over time peaked around the 5th of November, which was election day in America, and has since been slightly slowing down, with the largest region being Singapore, Switzerland, Germany, Austria and Estonia. That doesn't really have any importance, but it is kind of cool to note. This is kind of important to understand how the correlation matches with the price, as obviously when more people are searching for it, the stock is going to be more volatile. we can see that it is still relatively high, starting to slow down, so the volatility might be starting to slow down within the stock. But that is all I've got to say on Palantir. I do believe it will rise again. Might not have a drastic rise like we have seen previously in the last month, but it will definitely start to take a rise within the next couple of months for sure. I do personally still believe this stock is hugely undervalued, as they are making huge government contracts and the government isn't even starting to consider other opponents to Palantir. They are strictly going for Palantir only, as they are the only ones that meet their needs. And of course, Alex Karp, the CEO, selling his stock could be seen as a slight, I don't know, it's hard to say. It could either be seen as he's just taking a bit of profit, or he's hedging his bets for the future of the company, as it is now at a very high period. But I will be holding my shares, and I will probably buy some more in the next couple of months for sure. I do see a Trump presidency helping Palantir stock massively. So with that being said, I'm going to end the video here because my heating isn't working and I'm absolutely freezing. Yes, I'm wearing a t-shirt. I could put a jumper on, but I'm committed to the cause of getting this video sorted. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. Consider subscribing. I'm trying to hit 300 by the end of the year. I know it's ambitious, but what's the harm in being ambitious? And I will see you for the next video. Let me know what you're going to do about Palantir in the comments down below too. I'm very interested to see what you're going to be doing.